Welcome to another episode of Healing the Child Within. Everything goes back to our childhood, everything. And it's not so much that we have to remember or drag up, childhood experiences, memories, those kinds of things. But it's really important for you to know that every one of us has an inner child. And when you really grasp that, you know then that you can get in touch with your inner child at any time, and then you have the power to be, do, or have whatever you like. Today's episode is about seeking praise, looking for praise. How does that feel when somebody praises you? Like, yeah, you did a good job. And what happens when you don't get people telling you that you're doing a good job? What do you do about that? So there's, two sides of that. That's what we're going to talk about today. So here's the thing. When you're looking for praise from someone, when you want someone to tell you that you did a good job, you're basically holding on to the fact that I cannot believe that I did a good job until someone tells me I did a good job. But here's the caveat to that. When someone tells you that you did a really great job, good going, good job. You did an amazing job on that. If you don't believe it yourself, you're not going to believe it when someone else tells you either. And why is that important? Well, let's just take work, for example. You've been working really hard and you've been working on a project. You know that you've put your all into it and you turned in the project and you know you did a really good job, and crickets. Nobody says anything. Nobody compliments you. Nobody says, hey, way to go. Now what tends to happen? Doubt sets in, right? You start thinking to yourself, did I do it wrong? Did I screw up somewhere? Is someone mad at me? Can you see how easy it is for our minds to go down that negative rabbit hole of, oh my gosh, I am wrong. I did something wrong. Now, let's take your relationship. Let's say that your significant other is not really one to praise you, not really one to say, hey, good job on that dinner you made last night, or hey, good job on that promotion you got at work, or whatever it is. And you just wish that your significant other would notice you more, that your significant other would say, you look really nice. I like that outfit on you. Or, have you been working out? You look really sexy today. And you want that so badly, but it just doesn't come from that person. Now what happens? You start to doubt yourself, right? Does he or she really love me? Does he or she, believe in me? Am I good enough for him or her? Is there something else I need to be doing? Again, our minds will go down that negative rabbit hole of lack, like there's something lacking in us. We don't have what it takes. We're just not important. Now let's take your health, okay? So let's just say that you've been working on your body and you really can feel a difference. And you are really just waiting for someone to say, wow, what have you been doing? I mean, are you on a new diet? Are you working out? Because you look like you're glowing. You look really fabulous. But the praise never comes. So now what happens? Doubt sets in, right? You say to yourself, oh, am I doing a good job? Gosh, maybe this isn't the thing for me. Or maybe I have to push myself harder. Ooh, that's it. I'll push myself harder. And you push yourself to the point of exhaustion. You don't even believe that you have the right to take a break, to take some time off, because you know that you have a goal and you have to get to that goal. And you know that you haven't reached that goal because no one's noticing. There's opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Everything has contrast. Everything has contrast. And everything has contrast because everything is energy. There's an equal and opposite to everything. So if you are that person in search of praise, let's step back and ask yourself, what is the reason that you feel you need praise from someone else? Think about it. Take a moment, think about it. What is it that you truly want? What is it that you're truly looking for? Because you can set yourself free when you stop seeking that praise. And it's not that you don't have to be told you're doing a good job or that you're an amazing person. But here's the thing. You really want that praise to come from you. You want to be able to look in the mirror and say, how you doing? You are amazing. You are all of that in a box of chocolates. You did such a great job today. You are so amazing. You tried your best on that project and you know you put your all into it. If someone else has some comments or feedback on it, you are going to take that with love and light because you know that you did everything you possibly could do with the knowledge that you have at this time. And if someone has feedback and it feels a little negative and you feel like they're raining on your parade, you are going to step back and say, you know what? Ooh, I almost let that negative feedback turn me against myself. But I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to do that because I love myself. I'm going to look at that person and say, wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that feedback that you gave me. No matter if you think they're doing it because their heart is in the right place or their thoughts are in the right place, whatever it is that you believe they're saying or doing, remember, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. No one. So how are you going to accept praise? How are you going to move forward from this point forward now that you know this? Because if this is something that, you've been going back and forth with in your mind about, nobody notices me, nobody pays attention to me. It starts within. Everything starts within. Everything is an inside job. And I'm so excited about this because the thing is, when you grasp this, when you know this, you start to realize, oh my gosh, I have so much power. I have so much power. I can give my power away. I can sit in a corner and brood until someone notices me or pays attention to me. Or I can stand up and party like purple because I know that when I party like purple, the universe is partying like purple with me. It's up to you. What do you want to do? What are you seeking and why are you seeking it? Maybe you tried a new dish for dinner. You just went to the grocery store and you checked out the recipe and you just tried your hardest and nobody says anything. And you're like, man, I worked really hard on this. I don't get this. Maybe you did everything that you possibly could know how to do to get that promotion at work, and you don't get the promotion. You see, it's not what someone else says to us. It's what we say to ourselves when they stop speaking. So if someone says to you, I'm really sorry to tell you, but you didn't get the promotion. Okay, now you can say, oh my gosh, what's wrong? Is it me? I'll try harder. I promise. I really need this promotion. You don't understand, because with the promotion comes extra money and I've got to, buy that new car because my car's on its last leg. And do you see how you go down that negative rabbit hole of negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs? And remember, everything is energy. Everything is about how you are feeling at any given moment. So if you are feeling put upon, if you are feeling ignored, if you are feeling not good enough, if you are feeling invisible, you will attract to you experiences to feed that feeling, to create that feeling, to build that feeling even bigger, even more powerful. So when you look around and you say, you know, I would have a better relationship if my significant other, children, whoever, would just compliment me once in a while. Do you see how you're giving your power away? What you're actually doing is you're actually standing there and you're saying, I can't be fabulous until that person tells me I'm fabulous. Well, if that's where you are, I've got news for you, because if that's where you are, even when that person tells you you're fabulous or that you did a good job or compliments you in some way, you're not really going to believe it. You're not going to take it into your heart. You're going to go, you're just saying that, right? You just want me to feel better. You know, I worked really hard on this, and I appreciate that, you know, you're being there for me, but you know, we both know that I really don't deserve that, right? You see, it's about your self-worth, right? Do you believe that you are worth whatever it is you desire? And if you do not believe it, what choices are you making based on your thoughts, feelings, and emotions to continue to keep that thing that you desire the most from you? Because you are doing that. You are making choices to keep that away from you. Now, here's another thing. You know, it's like when I say party like purple, it just means that, to me, it's the most exciting thing. When I party like purple, it means I'm feeling loved by everyone and everyone around, by the universe. I'm feeling loved. I'm feeling special. I'm feeling so much a part of something that's way more than just me. And I know it doesn't matter if another person is telling me that they agree with me. What matters is I agree with me. And I agree with me because I've worked a very, very hard, long time, years to understand that everything is an inside job. And if I don't like me, if I don't feel deserving, there's not going to be anyone coming into my life that's going to say, you know what, Nancy, here, let me just pick you up and dust you off and set you over here. And let me just do everything for you because you are so amazing. You know, the only person that can do that for you is you. The only person. There will be, if you believe that, and you that's where you put your energy, there will be people in your life that come into your life, and experiences that come into your life to amplify that, to expand that. There will be people that are on your path and you're just like, whoa, I can't believe that he did that for me and she did that for me, and that this door opened up for me, and whoa. Well, it happens because you believe it's going to happen. It happens because you know it's possible. Remember, everything is possible. Everything is possible. And just keep in mind that everything is possible positively and everything is possible negatively. It's about where you are. Now, let's go back to the inner child part of this, because remember, all of these shows are about reconnecting with your inner child. Every single one of us has that inner child inside of us, that little boy or girl who grew up with us, who shares our memories, our hurts, our triumphs, our ups, our downs. And if we are not in touch with that inner child, if we have gotten to the point where we are our adult self and we think about maybe unresolved childhood experiences or trauma, or something that we as an adult look back and say, that should never have happened, that was wrong, and we fight against it, and we just open up take a little box and we open up the lid and we just cram all of that in there, all those feelings and emotions and all those memories, because we're just like, I'm an adult, I don't have to deal with that anymore. And we close the lid and we shove it under the bed or in the closet or put it in a storage, and we don't want to look at it. But no matter where you put that box, it's like a sonar. It's like, you're going to have to deal with this sooner or later. You're going to have to deal with this sooner or later. Well, you're not going to have to. You don't have to do anything, right? Your choice is your choice. Life is all about choices. But it's going to always be tapping you on the shoulder. And it taps you on the shoulder through your experiences, through your relationships, through your health, through your finances, through your spiritual journey. This is how those unresolved experiences will keep reminding you, I'm still here. You haven't dealt with me yet. Now you don't have to, but because you're not, can you see, like, you're angry. You're feeling like you're not good enough. You're feeling like you're not worthy. You're feeling guilty. You're feeling shameful. And all of those feelings and emotions are the energy, the very vibration that you're putting out into the universe. And that's what you're attracting back to you. And then you walk around and you say, oh my gosh, my spouse just makes me so upset, and he or she can't do this or that, or and I'm so frustrated, and my children, and my boss, and my friends, and you blame everyone, the government, you blame everyone, the weather, you blame everyone, because you're not ready to look inside of yourself. You're not ready to take a look at everything that you've crammed into that box. Now, you might be ready. You may just not be knowledgeable that it's possible to do that. That's very possible too, because here's the thing, you don't know what you don't know. I think it was Maya Angelou that said, do what you know until you know better, and then do better. And it's not about good or bad, right or wrong, remember. It's just about you do what you do until you understand something different, you learn something different, you learn something new, a new way, a more expanded way of thought, and you're like, maybe I could try that. But here's the thing, an expanded way of thought also is about how you see yourself. My very, very first karate tournament, I was scared witless, let me tell you. I mean, I practiced and practiced, but the thought of going out on the tournament floor and standing in front of those 7 judges and performing for those black belt judges, I was so nervous. I knew what I was supposed to do when I got down there, but I was so nervous and I was scared. And of course, my self-talk was telling me, who do you think you are? Oh my gosh, you don't know what you're doing. And I was so afraid. And I got down there and I bowed into the judges and I competed and I took first place. Now, here's the thing. It would have been very, very easy for me to say, oh, I'm awesome. I'm better than the other people in my division because I took first place. But let me tell you what that trophy meant to me. That trophy meant to me, Nancy, you are doing something that you have wanted to do since the 6th grade. Congratulations, girlfriend, you're doing it. Secondly, that trophy said to me, you were scared witless and you did it anyway, because this is something that means so much to you. Another thing that trophy meant to me was that I did not allow the fear to keep me from what I want. The fear of, what if I screw up? What if I don't do well? What if I don't place? What if those judges are judging me negatively and thinking like, go home, girl, you don't know what you're doing? See, all of that is in my mind. Those are the things that were running around in my mind before I bowed into the ring. Now, I could go out there and it doesn't matter win or lose. What matters is how I felt about myself. What matters is it's about saying, holy smokes, I don't know if anyone thinks I did a good job, but I think I did a good job. Now, I could have told myself, yeah, I did a good job. Look, I have a trophy. I have a trophy to prove that I did a good job. But the trophy is not about anything, because the trophy can be given to someone just maybe happenstance. And the trophy is about, if you need something, a material something, or a person to tell you that you are worthy, then that is telling you that there is a belief inside of you telling you you don't believe you're worthy. You don't believe you can do that. For the longest time, every single time I looked at that trophy, I was so proud of myself. Not because I got a trophy, but because I did it. I got in the ring and I did it. In front of all of those people, no matter how scared I was, I did it. And you know, here's something else. There were many, many, many competitions after that first one where I did not place. There were times when I got into the ring, bowed in front of the judges, and blanked. And all I could do was bow and walk off the court, because I would walk away and going, what's going on, Nancy? But you see, in hindsight, of course, because we do beat ourselves up, don't we? In hindsight, I know this was my growth. This was my expansion of me. I can't expect to go out there and be number one every single time, but I can be number one with myself. I can love who I am. I can make choices that love who I am. When someone else is judging me and saying, you know, if you don't do X, then I'm just really upset with you and I am judging you and I am blah, 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 whatever it is that they're saying, you can look at them and in your head, of course, you don't have to start an argument with anyone, but you can say, thank you for sharing, appreciate that. But I love myself so much. And I just right now at this moment don't feel that engaging with you or in this conversation is worthy of who I am. When you get to that point, nothing anyone else says or does is going to dictate how you believe you showed up that day. It's almost as though you get to a point where if someone praises you, of course you can be appreciative. Thank you very much. I appreciate that acknowledgement. But it's not that your belief is based on what someone else says. Your belief in who you are, your belief about whether or not you did a good job. Because many, many, many karate tournaments, I went out there and I gave my all. That doesn't mean there were people who were better than me. There doesn't mean there were people that didn't have the knowledge that I have. We all are where we are based on the knowledge that we have. And we all are expanding and growing based on what we are willing to put into it. It's the same way with, let's say you start a new exercise routine, right? You're going to get out of it what you are willing to put into it. Maybe you choose a new way of eating and you're like, you know what? I'm giving up fast food. I'm giving up processed food. I'm giving up, and you make that decision. And then you're out shopping and time gets away from you and you're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Okay, just this one time I'm going to run through fast food. You see, it's about choices. Everything is about choices. Everything that you really want in your life, you can draw to you. And everything is about winning. Everything is a winning. You're a winner just for showing up. You are amazing just for showing up. You get out of bed in the morning and you say, how do I want to show up today? I have a sign right above my bed. And first thing when I open my eyes in the morning, it says, how do you want to show up today? And I love that because actually I see those words before I even open my eyes. How do I want to show up today? I want to show up loving myself. I want to show up paying attention and being mindful of when someone else says or does something and I allow it to affect me negatively, to have that conversation with myself to say, where's that coming from? Why am I being so hard on myself? Why am I allowing the needs of others to come before my own needs? And again, this goes back to your inner child, because if you were raised to believe that you know, you have to do for other people. You have to be there for others. You have to make sure that others are taken care of. It's always about putting the other person first. And you were never taught the importance of loving you, the importance of getting your needs met. Well, then it doesn't matter. Every relationship that you have, every career, everything, every choice that you make will be about the needs of others before the needs of your own. And then when you do make a decision, you know, just this one time, I'm going to do this for me. And then someone will say something, and then you will judge yourself, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I know that was really wrong of me. I shouldn't have done that. I should have, you know, blah, 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 right? We should all over ourselves. If you get to the point, when you get to the point, when it's time for you to get to the point of loving you and putting you first, it's an amazing feeling. Because then when you have those conversations with people who are trying to guilt you into doing something, or they themselves have not done the inner work, so they need to get their needs met, and the only way that they know how to do that is to invoke some kind of a response from you to force you to give more than you're willing to give, you see. And then you give, you do that for that person, and then you step back and you say, wow, did I attract that experience into my life because that person really needed to have someone stand strong and say, no, I'm not going to do this? Or did I attract that person into my life because I was wavering on how much I love who I am and how I show up in the world? Everything is a teachable moment. We can have arguments with people, we can have conversations with people, we can have discussions with people, and it's not always going to go our way, right? We're not always going to take that first place trophy. We're not always going to even place, but we show up. How do we show up? And then, are you looking for praise? Are you doing something for someone else that you don't even want to do for yourself? This is all about you, your choices. How do you want to show up every single day? Now ask yourself, you know, it would certainly be nice to have someone notice me. It would certainly be nice to have someone pay attention. And of course, this is where a lot of the dating sites come in, right? Because people are lonely. They want people to notice them. Ooh, I'm going to find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find someone who sees my value and who loves me and cares for me. Well, I've got news for you. You're going to attract the very person where you are energetically vibrating at that time. So if your goal is to have that other person in your life, that certain someone, wouldn't you prefer to attract someone when you're vibrating on a really, really high level, as opposed to vibrating at a place where you don't believe in yourself, you don't think you're worthy, you're not quite sure? Isn't it, I said better, and then remember, it's not about better or worse, it's all about where you are. But if that's your goal, if that's what you desire, don't you want the best possible outcome? You deserve to live your life exactly the way you want to live your life. And if you want to know more about this, if you'd like to just really grab onto the value of who you are and why you are so fabulous, I invite you to visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. Look around, get your free download, join my newsletter, sign up for it, get the audiobook, Healing the Child Within, whatever calls to you, because you are watching this video for a reason. There are no accidents in the universe. Everything is divinely coming into our lives, whether we feel it's negatively or positively, everything. So you are attracted to this video, this message, for a reason. Now the question is, where do you want to take it next? The choice is yours. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.